Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. As some of you may notice, it has been quite a few months since I last uploaded, but I've made it a 2025 commitment to put some content out there at least twice a week. And also the narrative of crypto is quite positive right now as well, so I thought, you know what, I want to touch on a few topics, but primarily in this video I want to address my price prediction for Cardano in 2025, when I think it will do its next power move, and kind of overall sentiment in the market right now. So as many of you are aware, Donald Trump won the US election in November and he was inaugurated yesterday. So a lot of you might be thinking, what impacts will that have on the crypto industry? But it's actually going to have quite a big impact, and the reason for that is because the previous administration was anti-crypto. You had Gary Gensler in charge, going after loads of cryptocurrencies, calling them securities, crashing the prices down ultimately. And going after Ripple and XRP for years. Like, that case took years to conclude, and obviously recently that's been pumping some quite good numbers. For last 3 or 4 months that's up around 500%. So yeah, I've got to think of the overall narrative now, where we are in the bull run and what my predictions are. So one thing I want to talk about in this video as well especially is Cardano. So there was a power move back in November of around 3x, from like around a 33 cents range. It was kind of ranging between 30 and 40 cents for 7 months from that March local top. But we had a power move by around 300% to around $1.29, having been going sideways ever since, waiting for the next power move. So one thing I do like to have a look at actually is past data. So one thing that I use to kind of get my judgments in which tokens to buy is, has it survived the previous bull run, like bear market, and come back stronger? So you'll see here in 2017 it had its massive rise, dropped like 95%, then went on an epic rise, hitting all-time highs, smashed through it, hit $3.10, came tumbling down for the last 3.5 years. You know how it goes in typical fashion. And then recently, obviously hit a new local high, $1.29 at its top. It says $1.21 here, but it did hit $1.29. Come down, ranging a bit. Whilst Bitcoin dominance right now is actually going up a bit. I'll just get that graph up right now. BTC dominance trading view. And the reason why a BTC dominance chart is particularly important when determining altcoin season is, in past cycles, when Bitcoin dominance has crashed, that's been a sign that altcoins have outperformed Bitcoin, and that's kind of been the kind of catalyst that's kind of started off altcoins season. Altcoins going crazy, increasing around 300-400% in literally a matter of weeks. So if I just get the time frame up on all time, I'll show you some interesting data. So you'll see in the 2017 bull run, Bitcoin dominance was like 95%, like early 2017, kind of came back up a bit to around 63%, then came crashing down when altcoin season happened, found like another bottom, and then came all the way up again, and then came back down in 2021. So the start of 2021, it's end of like February, March time, that's when altcoins significantly outperformed Bitcoin, and some of the gains were crazy. And then in the bear market, you had Bitcoin dominance rise again significantly, gaining strength, as you can see here. So yeah, one thing I want to talk about specifically is the next power move I think will happen for Cardano, or to be fair, the whole altcoin market in general. But I just want to check some data and look this time last cycle, just a bit later than that. So it was like around 35 cents or so this time 4 years ago. We'd had a move from like September time to January from like around the 10-cent mark all the way to like 30 cents. We kind of ranged for a few weeks or so. Things had to like cool off naturally. Everyone had a power move of around 300% from the end of January, kind of all the way to like around May time, and that coincided with altcoins, Bitcoin dominance crashing. So I do believe we'll print a similar return soon. Obviously we've got a pro-crypto administration, Donald Trump, alleged 0% tax on crypto. That's been kind of circulating around at the moment. Whether that happens or not, it comes into fruition, that's a whole different story. But it's kind of alleged it for US based tokens, which would obviously include Cardano being one of them. So that's something to keep track of. If that happens, you got to think people will want to be paid their salaries in Cardano, because if the tax rate in some US states is like as high as 60% in California, if you can get paid and pay 0% tax, it's a no-brainer, and the amount of money and liquidity that will flow into that token is astronomical. So that's something to bear in mind as well. Obviously, you've also got this inflation data. I know last month the Fed decided to not reduce interest rates, which the market did kind of have a little correction after that news. But however, the CPI data came out recently, and it's been better than expected, and all the kind of signs are pumping that at the end of January meeting that they will lower interest rates, maybe by 25 basis points, 50 basis points. And obviously that's very good for crypto market settings, because that means the cost of borrowing is cheaper. When the cost of borrowing is cheaper, people put more money into riskier assets, and ultimately crypto is a very risky asset, so that's good for the crypto industry. So the timing on that would be quite impeccable, actually. Obviously, we've got a bunch of potential executive orders coming out. We've got Trump token that's come out as well. That's put more money into the market as a whole. I saw the other day retail investors are starting to come back, and obviously that's what fueled the 2021 bull run towards the end. So like Google Trends show that people are actually actively Googling how to buy Bitcoin and stuff like that. That's kind of a good sign that we're in these settings where we're gearing up for another move to the upside. So yeah, it's something to think about. But I do genuinely believe that we could, if history plays out, let's give it a bit of leeway each side, because obviously things are never exact. There's always slightly different things in a macroeconomic setting. But generally, I think Q1, similar to Q4 last year, will be very good. So I think sometime within the next 2 months or so, I could see us having the next power move, and to kind of maybe go testing the previous all-time high kind of level. I reckon possibly between the $2.50 mark to $3.50 mark, we could kind of see by the end of March, April time. That's kind of the next power move in my opinion. And I do think ultimately this cycle ADA could hit as high as $5 or $7, but it's always important to take profits. I've been burnt before, so something I'll be doing. I've got a target in mind of like $3.76. I've been accumulating like crazy during the depths of the bear market when it was 23 cents, 28 cents. So I want to take healthy profit, even if it does go a lot higher. It's a very important thing to have in this industry, because most people lose money. So it's always something you want to keep track of, really. But yeah, I thought I'd do this video today to track the data. Obviously, with data, Cardano is a solid coin. It's been around since 2017. Charles Hoskinson was a co-founder of Ethereum. Like his kind of teasing videos, he's got links to Washington DC, the new administration. So that's exactly what you want to be hearing. And obviously, last cycle we hit an all-time high. And it was around February time that Cardano started pumping, and the rest of the market did as well, to be fair, for altcoins. So yeah, it's just something. The data to me seems quite overwhelming. Obviously, nothing is set in stone. Anything can happen in this industry, but ultimately, I just personally think that I've been going off this feeling for a few years. I've been buying at the depths of the bear market when it was down 93%. I've done my research, solid fundamentals, the blockchain, what it helps to solve, everything like that. And I just feel like the data, it's going to come back in quite a big way. And now could be quite a good time to get in before the next power move. But yeah, it'd be interesting to come back to this video and see if the prediction does hold out right. Obviously, anything can happen. But I do feel like we could hit $2 to $3, maybe $4 tops within like the next 2 to 3 months. I would be looking at a profit-taking strategy around then as well. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Just thought I'd talk about this, as I've got a lot of knowledge on it, and I thought, I may as well make content about it, because it's something I've always been passionate about. But yeah, if you do have any questions or any other content you'd like me to make, just please be sure to leave a comment down below, because it does help the channel a lot. I know it's like kind of the early stages of it, so most of you probably won't even find this video, but it's just, I want to do like a series where I talk about different altcoins that you guys recommend. I do like a video on it, break down my prediction, talk about the macroeconomic, past data, anything like that, and just kind of come to a conclusion of where I believe it's going to go moving forward. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next video.